Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about classified documents and the Trump prosecution. All right, so we talked yesterday about his overall strategy, his one sort of narrow escape hatch, which is really widened with the appointment of Judge Cannon to try to get the prosecution delayed until after the election and then conjoin it with a what strikes me still as an improbable electoral victory for him or DeSantis, and then they just order the DOJ to stand down. All right, so that requires some delay, 6 months or more from what a normal court would do. We talked yesterday about prosecutorial misconduct as being maybe the first effort to do so. Let's talk today about classified documents. Any case involving classified documents poses real complications for the government because, in order to give the defendant a fair shake, the defendant has to be able to see documents that the government wants to use, as do the jury, at least in some fashion, and the court. Now, this really shouldn't be a very challenging situation because although the flavor of what he did set out in the indictment includes some really serious classified documents, the charges just require that they be marked classified or be national defense information. And so you really don't have to get into content. But this is a well-known point of leverage that defendants can try to exert. So first, they need to get clearance to see these documents, do the lawyers. That'll take some time. And then there's haggling over what documents will be seen, whether there'll be redactions to protect national security. And all of those are three-way arguments with the judge, the defense, and the prosecution. There have even been some cases that have been dismissed because folks at the Department of Justice are not willing to sacrifice the content of highly classified documents, even for a criminal prosecution. And so there's a special statute. You'll be hearing about it, CIPA, CIPA, Classified Information Protection Act, something like that. And elaborate arguments can ensue, and there's an interesting dynamic within the Department of Justice where prosecutors are gung-ho but national intelligence folks are cautious and skittish, and they sort of negotiate things out. Now, my suspicion is, and more than that, my educated surmise is that the 31 documents, that one each for the espionage counts, were chosen carefully and don't include the most serious stuff they have on Trump. Those weren't even in the indictment. As I said, they don't really, the how serious they are doesn't really have anything to do with the actual charges. It just adds a kind of atmosphere. And so I think negotiations already have gone on at the Department of Justice, and these documents are less troublesome to be in the public eye, perhaps because they assume that Trump has already used them, and so they've been superseded anyway, or they assume allies and maybe even adversaries know about them. So between that and the fact that, as I say, it doesn't turn on how sensitive the documents are, it ought to be pretty easy. Enter Eileen Cannon and a delay fixated Donald Trump, and every little skirmish or discussion about it can eat up time. They want, oh, here's the problem, Your Honor. This document that you can haggle over every paragraph, make it hard for the Department of Justice. Again, as I said, the procedures to get security clearances and the like. So all that means time. The DOJ has thought about this, and it already, I think, has anticipated it in a way that it should be minimal, but that was before they knew Cannon was around. So will there be instances in which there's really nothing to fight about, but Cannon lets them fight, lets them brief, lets them haggle, lets time tick? by. Yes is the answer. She easily could do that. So we talked yesterday about prosecutorial misconduct, maybe giving a few extra months, even though it's meritless and should give no time at all. Here's another, maybe a couple months or more when you add it all up. And now we're already on the eve of election. The classified documents overall, it's a complicated, intricate area, and we'll maybe go into it more as it comes to the fore. But the basic notion is really not so complicated here, and yet they can make it look complicated or make the judge agree that it's complicated and give time, which is the golden coin of the realm for Trump in his narrow and now widened escape hatch of getting past November and hoping he or DeSantis win and they order the department to stand down. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.